All right, welcome back to the podcast and Eerily Beloved. We are gathered here today with
Garrett.
Liam.
Woo Woo. And before we get into the episode, we have some admin that we need to discuss. If you like this podcast, please rate it on whatever platform you listen to it on. And if you're willing and able, leave a review as well. That'd be super nice. And if you have any stories, cases you want us to cover, urban legends you want us to look into, email eerilybelovedpodcast@gmail.com. And I think that's all the important stuff. Garrett, you have anything?
Nope.
Liam, you have anything?
No.
Okay, great.
Actually, yeah, please, more UFO stuff.
Please, more UFO stuff. Let's hear it.
It's more
Okay.
fun.
All right, I'll take that into consideration.
Ancient aliens.
Ancient aliens. Well, we're not talking about that today. Instead, we're going to be reading Reddit stories once again, but this time they're all going to be about people's experiences in haunted houses. So we have a theme for today instead of just kind of all over the place. So let's get into it. Okay, so this was posted 1 year ago. It's titled Haunted Houses of Oregon. I want to start this by stating that before I moved to Oregon / this house, I did not truly believe in the paranormal. I just thought of ghost stories as entertainment. Now I am a believer. In 2018, I moved to Central Oregon. I moved into the attic of a house that was built around 1840. I was a broke college student and it was a great deal on rent. The other girls who lived in the house warned me that strange things happened, but I brushed it off. In the beginning, it was small things, like the second-story balcony door being wide open in the mornings, but still deadbolt locked. Chairs from the first floor appeared on the second floor. I just thought it was the roommates messing with each other. Then comes Thanksgiving. I'm the only one out of 12 roommates to stay home for the holiday. First of all, that's a lot of people in one house.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Anyways, I woke up and the house was freezing, so I padded downstairs to turn up a thermostat. As I'm pressing the buttons, I hear two women talking. I stop pressing the buttons to listen to see who's home, and I hear one say, "He's coming." And I immediately forget everything else they said. I wandered around the house trying to find who's home, but there's no one. It was just me. I spent the rest of the day trying to shake it off. It must have been from how exhausted I was. That night, I'm sitting on the couch in the living room with my roommate's kitten in my lap, petting her, when all of a sudden she goes rigid in my lap, and I look up to see a shadow in the window. Inky black, like it was there on the glass and not a reflection or someone outside. I stare at it for a moment and feel it looking back at me. Then it moves across the glass and disappears. I call my only friend who's still in town and she comes over. After this, stranger things started happening. When I go into the basement, I feel eyes on me. One night, my roommate sees a man in what we call the catacombs, a weird zigzag hallway that leads from the main basement to the basement apartment. She calls the police, but they can't find anyone. In the attic, my bed is in a triangle-shaped room, and at night, it sounds like there's someone dragging their fingernails down it above my head. Things go missing in the house. All the fish in my roommate's fish tank suddenly die one night. I hear whispers all over the house, unable to pick up what they're saying. One night, my roommates went into the room through a window that doesn't lock and could not get back inside as the window got stuck. They were trapped out there for hours until I came home and heard them yelling. I opened it easily and couldn't understand how they were stuck. Once the lease ended, we all moved out. I swore to never go back, but I often feel drawn to that house. If I'm out walking, I'll stand outside of it and just stare into the window of what used to be my room.
No thanks.
Nope.
How low was rent for that to be like a viable option?
Someone was living in the catacombs.
I hope
They
they
get,
paid
like,
less, bro.
12
The basement
She
apartment.
said 1 out of 12. Yeah, she was 1 out of 12. That must be a decent-sized house, you would think, but
They must be living in bunks.
probably. That's crazy.
I mean, it could be like a parasite situation. Like you have people living in your house that you don't necessarily know about, and they're like coming down at night to like steal food or.
It could be. I mean, yeah, I feel like that's what I would be more worried about as opposed to something spooky, like real people, especially when the two women are saying he's coming. Who's
Well,
he?
I mean, he could have been the dad or grandpa coming to beat you over the head with a 2x4 for messing with the thermostat buttons. Tell me I'm wrong.
Is that what you experienced?
They've got a sixth sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so believability level, Liam, what do you think?
I mean, it seems like they experienced it. I don't know. I mean, I believe it was probably like 7, I guess, because like they they could have been there and like thought they heard stuff, even if it wasn't there. So like, doesn't really make sense for them to make it up too. So yeah, I guess it's kind of believable, but I also don't think that like people were living there. But I also can't explain what they were hearing. So
Okay, and creepy level.
I mean, maybe like 8. I don't know.
Okay.
That'd be pretty bad if you were living there.
Yeah.
Dang, you don't think it was a parasite situation?
No.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. If it was, I feel like the police would have found something.
But all they did was check the basement, the catacomb apartment.
Sounds crazy. Feel bad for whoever had to live in the catacombs.
Maybe they're living in the attic.
Well, yeah, there's also no reason for some of the noises, like the scratches behind her headboard
I was just
every
gonna
night.
say that. Yeah.
Could there be like a cat or something trapped in the wall?
But cats don't talk in women's voices.
Okay. Okay, but they do scratch.
I mean,
and stuff.
some of the noises could potentially be like maybe the cat went up the stairs and she didn't see it.
Hmm.
But every night,
I mean, there's
I don't know.
yeah, believability. I'll have to give it like a like a 5 or a 6.
Okay.
I mean, there's 12 girls in the house, assuming that most of them experience something.
Mm-hmm.
Then that kind of makes it more viable. I still do kind of feel like it could just be someone trying to live free up in the attic, or
I mean, is there enough room? If you're stuffing 12 girls into a house, you'd assume that you're using up all the space. So I can't imagine that
True.
there's any leftover space in this house.
yeah, I guess if there's a basement catacomb apartment, there's probably an attic apartment too.
Well, that's where this girl is.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
creepiness. I'm gonna have to give it a solid 9.
Wow.
I would rather not have voices talking in my home when there's
Mhm.
no one there.
Saying he's coming. Who's he?
Yeah.
Who's he?
Well, I would hate to be hearing that while I'm adjusting the thermostat too, because I mean,
He's
I
coming.
know what's coming, and it's nothing good.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't. Thankfully, in all of the houses that we've lived in, none of them have been haunted. I guess for the most part, they've been relatively new, except for the last one. But
I mean, scratches at my headboard. I'm not messing with anything
that seems personal.
that
too.
disrupts my sleep. Yeah, that's too personal for me, man.
Yeah, no thanks. All right, this one is from 4 years ago, titled I Lived in a Haunted House. I actually have a lot of ghost experiences, but for now I'll talk about the year I lived in a haunted house. I was 12 and my family had just moved us to a place called Kennewick, Washington. We were renting a one-story house from an older couple. My cousins, who I was super close with, helped us move in and stayed the night with us our first couple of nights. Weird stuff started the very first night. For one, the guest room had a really weird vibe that nobody cared for, so they decided to sleep in the living room. I recall hearing knocking in the walls, disturbing me from sleeping well. We all asked each other who was doing it in the morning, parents included, but none of us took responsibility. Okay, pause. Night 1, all this is happening.
I'm moving out.
Get out.
And it's a rental too.
Get
I'm
out.
moving
You're
out,
not
yeah.
even like, your stuff isn't in the house.
Yeah, I'm good.
Get out.
Can't even go into one of the rooms, dude. Just get me out of there.
And like the adult, no.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just eating that first month of rent.
Another thing that would happen, every night that I was sleeping, my closet doors would open. No matter which house I've lived in, I've needed the closet closed to sleep. Valid. I got so scared waking up to see my closet doors completely open that I once tied a chain around the handles to keep the doors closed. I woke in the middle of the night to the sound of the chain hitting the ground.
Oh, I'm so good.
I watched my closet doors open completely right before my eyes. I was so frozen in fear I couldn't move. I could barely breathe, and I somehow fell back asleep that way. I probably passed out.
Fell back asleep?
After that, I accepted that those doors would remain open.
What? I'm not accepting that.
I mean, she's 12.
I'm not just taking that laying down, bro.
Also, every morning that I woke up for school and walked down the hallway, it would feel like someone rushed out of the guest room and followed me down the hall right on my heels. I would sit down on a chair in the living room and feel whatever it was go past me and into our kitchen. I eventually got used to it, as weird as it sounds. When you live in a haunted house, you have no choice but to get used to what's happening to you.
There is a big choice here that maybe she hasn't considered, but like, you could just move somewhere else, man.
I mean, she can't. Again, she's 12. One night, I had a girlfriend sleep over. We had a great time eating pizza and staying up late watching movies. It was about 2 a.m. when we finally turned off all the lights and settled down on the floor in the living room. The curtains of the sliding glass door we were next to were open, and it was a bright moon that night, so we could easily see into my backyard and details of it without issue. Just as it got quiet, I randomly said out loud, "Oh, by the way, this house is haunted."
What?
Okay, girl. She says, "What?" And just then, 3 incredibly loud knocks hit the back window. We both looked outside, and there was absolutely nothing. No wind at all, even. She burst into tears, and I had to calm her down by letting her know that nothing else would probably happen that night, and if I can live there and be okay, she would be just fine. I'm honestly surprised she didn't demand to be taken home. Oh well. I always enjoyed the ghost timing on that one. Some other things happened in that house, like stuff getting knocked off shelves, feeling genuinely uncomfortable to be there alone, even during the day, etc. We lived there less than 2 years, and I'm glad.
Dude, going back to that closet thing, I'm planting a claymore in that. Like, I'm not letting that slide. It might get me when I open the closet door to like get dressed or something, but at least it's getting the ghost too.
I wonder if it's only at night. You know, like,
I don't know.
why does it have to be at night? If you're opening the closet doors during the day, I'll allow it. But just don't be doing stuff at night.
Yeah.
I'll just keep them
Do
open
ghosts
for you,
have a
bro.
sense of time? Like,
I would think so.
obviously not, because if they did, they'd be like, "Oh, and let me respect your sleep," instead of disturbing it.
Yeah, apparently not.
What do you need to do in the closet? You have to open the doors.
Dude, you're just going to sleep, and then you see bolt cutters come out from the the opening in the closet, and they just start going to town on the chains.
The chain hitting the floor is scary.
Yeah, I'm good. I've got like Monsters Inc. in my closet. They're trying to come out and scare me. They'd get me good.
Liam, what do you think? Believability?
I mean, believability here is probably like 4. I don't know. Like, she was 12. She could like misremember some stuff, but also, I don't know. The validity of it seems like less valid to me because she said that she's lived in a haunted house at like every house they've been in, and then like every closet she's had has been like this for some reason. I don't know. That doesn't.
Maybe she's sleepwalking and opening up the closet doors.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Or something's attached to her.
It doesn't feel like a haunted situation. I don't know, but yeah, believability is probably like 4.
Okay. You think her being younger kind of discredits some of this?
Yeah, and especially with like the timing of the sleepover stuff. Like what?
By the
Paid
way,
actor.
why would I just
Paid actor for sure.
okay and creepy?
I mean, if it was real, the creepy is probably like 7. So maybe like 6.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine being 12 years old, that would be quite alarming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she also got used to it.
Yeah, believability. I'm going a solid 3.
Okay.
1, her parents could have moved. They could have moved, like, unless they were getting some crazy discount on rent, like they could have moved somewhere else. 2, could be schizophrenic. Could be a thing. What if her friend that came over for a sleepover was really just her imaginary buddy? That's all I'm saying. 12 years
I
old.
also wonder, it doesn't say if she had siblings, but like if she had a younger brother who's messing with her or something, or even an older sibling who'd be like,
Yeah.
"Aha, this is funny."
Imagine it's the parents.
Because if it's at, I guess it doesn't necessarily explain the chain thing, but
like she also didn't explain like how the chain was attached to the door or like any
chain is
details around
creepy.
it.
Imagine at 12 years old going to the parents being like, "Hey, can I get a chain for my closet doors?"
Yeah, it's also weird the
Yeah,
parents.
sure, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's weird the parents weren't involved in this either.
Or like I didn't want to move, or
well, I mean, like if this is happening to you consistently and like you're at the point where you're putting a chain in your closet and the closet's still opening, like I feel like you tell your parents about that.
yeah, maybe a visit to a psychiatrist, or or
Okay.
potentially a witch of some kind. I mean, or both.
Yeah, maybe after that first night, I'd say call a priest.
Oh, I'm getting a shaman to come over.
Yeah. At least, bare minimum.
Creepiness. Yeah, I'm giving it a solid 8.
Yeah.
Again, like I'm not messing with somebody that's messing with me in my own home, especially the closet opening at night.
Mm-mm.
Nah, yeah. Luckily, America, I'm just blasting if I see that door open, bro. If I'm awake and I see that door slowly come open, oh, bro, I'm putting shots down range. I'm not letting that slide, dog.
I'm gonna open your closet doors.
Oh, you should try it. Go ahead and try it.
It's weird that her friend didn't know that the house was haunted before she had the sleepover because
Well, and
she would have been telling her friends about that constantly.
I don't know. I feel like if it's legit, though, that's probably not something that you would want to tell people. I could see you making it
there
up
for a
for like an
sleepover.
attention, but like an attention-seeking thing. But if it's actually legit, and you were terrified, I don't know. If I wouldn't want to tell people in case they wouldn't come over.
I mean, she must be kind of used to it, though. Also, I feel like you have a responsibility to kind of brace people. Like, hey,
Responsibility at 12 years old.
my house is haunted. Like, if you hear something crazy, don't poop your pants, like, just how it is.
3 knocks on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. This one's also from 4 years ago. Something has haunted my family for years, which caused Ed and Lorraine Warren to visit my mother in college, but we are still haunted to this day. So do you know who, before we get into it, do you know who Ed and Lorraine Warren are?
No.
So Ed Warren was a self-taught and self-professed demonologist, and Lorraine professed to be clairvoyant and a medium.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were known as paranormal investigators. The Conjuring universe, the Amityville horror series are based off of hauntings that were popularized by the Warrens and their involvement in them. So basically, they were like these people.
That sounds so fake. Self-professed demonologist.
Yeah, operating out of Connecticut, the couple investigated thousands of cases, including the infamous Amityville Horror House, the Enfield Poltergeist, the Perrin family haunting, and the Perrin family haunting. Their claimed supernatural experiences inspired the Conjuring film franchise and various spin-offs.
I mean, I hope they're seeing some of that money, but...
Critics and former associates consider them hucksters who manipulate vulnerable people, profited from the satanic panic, and fabricated stories to sell books and movie rights.
Sounds about right. I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah.
So, anyways, when something major would happen, paranormal would happen, people would call this couple to come and help them with it.
Okay.
So yes, something has haunted my family for years, which caused Ed and Lorraine Warren to visit my mother in college, and we're still haunted to this day. My mother went to Eastern Washington University and stayed in one of the houses the locals rented out to college students. I cannot give the exact age of the house, but it was old enough to have a built-in button on the floor that would call up to the servants in the attic, so the house must have been relatively old.
Dang.
During her studies there, she had 3 different roommates. My uncle was the first, who then was replaced by my mother's best friend, who was replaced by my father. All 3 of them can confirm strange happenings in the house and be woken up in the middle of the night with people whispering. The worst of it was my mother's room in the attic. My mother hated that house, but she didn't have anywhere else to live and the dorms were expensive, so she sucked it up and lived there until she graduated. She hated sleeping alone. The air in her room constantly felt thick and heavy. Her closet was constantly freezing cold, and at night she would hear multiple people whispering incoherent words at once. While living there, my mother had a cat named Puss, who would constantly hide under the bed. One time, my mother caught Puss out from under the bed, sitting, watching, and growling at one of the corners of the room. My mother went over to the cat, confused what she was looking at, until she saw a black figure in the corner slowly start to move upwards toward the ceiling. Puss started to become more aggressive, her hissing and growling getting louder, before she freaked out and shot off back under the bed, still growling at the corner until the black figure was gone. My mother had never seen the cat act like this, since she was usually a very loving and happy cat, but whatever that was clearly terrified her. Sometime later, my mother was talking with a friend who was excited to be touring 2 famous paranormal investigators around the college and towns, showing them the supposed haunted places. My mother brought up the fact that she has always had weird stuff happening in her house and thinks it may be haunted. Her friend got excited and begged her to let them bring them to her house. My mother refused, since she wasn't willing to stay up late for some people that she didn't even know. My mother didn't know at the time who these investigators were, since she never really kept up with the paranormal stuff, believing it can let evil into your life. She only knew that they were on quite a few popular talk shows at the time. These 2 investigators were Ed and Lorraine Warren. Around midnight, my mother's best friend comes to her and tells her there are people at the door wanting to speak to her. Confused, my mother got in a robe and went to the front door. There she saw her tour guide friend with 12 other students behind Ed and Lorraine Warren. Lorraine asked my mother if they could come in, as their guide told them that it is possible her house is haunted. This is crazy. There's 12 students.
Yeah,
The whole tour.
plus
A whole
12.
tour group.
Bro, at midnight, I'm
Crazy.
fighting someone.
My mother agreed to let them all in. Lorraine asked my mother where in the house the haunting was the most active. My mother told her it was in the bedroom, that she would take Ed and Lorraine there, but everyone else had to wait. They agreed, and my mother took Ed and Lorraine to their room. When my mother entered her room, she sat on her bed and asked if they could feel it, how heavy the air was. Ed and Lorraine agreed that the air was heavy, like how some of the haunted places they have been to have been. Lorraine walked around the room to the closet and asked if she could hear voices here. My mother broke down crying and said she could hear them every night, that it kept her up at night. Lorraine told her it was possible that her closet was a doorway for those who had passed, or a doorway to hell. My mother continued to cry before Lorraine came over to tell her that the reason this stuff was happening to her is because of her mom's family, that the women have some connection with those beyond, and that it's possible they are psychics, which makes the dead attracted to her. My mother told Lorraine about the black figure, which Lorraine told her wasn't from this house but was connected to her family, mainly her dad's side, and then it most likely went after her grandfather, her father, and now her. The figure isn't a ghost or a demon, but something pure evil, and that it wants her. Fearful, my mother asked them if they could bless her room, which they did, and after further investigation of the house, Ed and Lorraine told her that her house was the first place that actually showed activity and signs of haunting in the whole area. After they finished blessing the house, Ed and Lorraine left. Time passed, and my mom's best friend moved out and my dad moved in. The activity in the house still continued even after the blessing. At first, my father was skeptical of the house being haunted, until one night, while sleeping in my mom's bed, he heard the whispering. He asked my mother what she said, and she told him she didn't say anything. After a few moments of silence between them, she asked if he could hear them. Confused, my father asked what she was talking about. She told him the whispering. He then agreed that she heard the whispering and asked where it was coming from, which she then told him it was from the closet and it happens every night. Sometime after, my father got curious about whether or not servants' buttons still work. Originally, no one had ever been up to the attic. Both of my parents made their way up to the attic but never reached the top, since on their way there, both of my parents felt like they couldn't breathe as the temperatures dropped to freezing. My mother started to panic as she felt like she was being choked. She quietly told my father to turn back around because it felt like they were not wanted up there. Not wanting to upset my mother more, my father agreed and turned back around, never to go up there again. Once my mother graduated college, they moved out of the house, and strange events continued to happen no matter where they moved. Around the time I was born, my parents lived in a rather small house with my 2 older brothers. Constantly, our cats would freak out, growling and hissing at the corners of the house. Not only that, but my mother would constantly see this black figure around the house. Later, my family had our new house constructed, and we moved out of our old one. These strange events followed us and got worse. One day, when I was 5, I was walking around the outside of my room to walk downstairs. The moment I walked to the balcony, I felt someone grab my arm extremely roughly. I turned around to see a black figure holding my arm. I screamed for my mother. She came running up the stairs, and she sees the black figure. She grabbed my arm and tries to pull me away, but the figure will not let me go. She pulled as hard as she could and ripped me away from the figure. As she does, the figure disappears and a giant hand mark is left on my arm. My mother ran downstairs and screams at my father to get my brothers and that they are leaving the house until it is blessed. We later had a priest come to our house and bless it. Afterwards, the activity stopped, but growing up, me and my second older brother would constantly have nightmares of this figure in our dreams, doing awful things to us, and it had bright red eyes that would chase us. Nothing else has happened since then, and I still live in the house, but every once in a while I get this sudden fear from the staircase. I never go downstairs at night without the lights on, out of fear this thing is possibly still there. I had spoken to my mother about the dreams and stuff that happened to her, but she tries to avoid talking about it since she believes the more we talk about it, the more it would come back. She has told me, though, that she spoke with my grandfather about this figure, who refused to talk much about it, since the first time she brought it up, he went pale as a ghost. He said that the figure used to torment him as a child, and his dad would tell him about this figure and how it would come after him, as it did with his dad. My mother didn't realize that it was Ed and Lorraine Warren until we were watching a documentary about them, and she points out they were the ones who came to her house. I was speechless, and she was confused as I told her that they were the Ed and Lorraine Warren, the most famous paranormal investigators, and that they were the ones who started publicly doing paranormal investigations, and there were famous horror movies that involved them. My mother freaks out and tells my father, and while my father was shocked, he didn't think much of it. I apologize if some of my story is a little all over the place, but this is my best attempt to explain my mother's story and my experience, since my mother doesn't like to talk much out of fear.
Straight into it, believability, 3. Maybe 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Which part? All of it?
Dude, I read like a novel.
I know.
They're just fake.
You don't think
There's like too many small details.
you don't think the details adds to the
No, I think it takes away from it.
interesting? Okay.
Yeah, this is a very convenient black figure.
Yeah, right.
Also, I'm pretty sure it said that their mom lived in the attic, but then it said they went up to the attic for the first time.
And it says the worst of it was in her room and the attic. So she didn't live in the attic, but
Yeah, still. Nah, I'm not with that. Also, that Lorraine and whatever else sounded like total frauds, bro. Scammers. Hey, this is the only place in the area that's shown any positivity. Like, thank you so much for
any
letting us.
positivity? Any positive paranormal activity?
Whatever, bro.
Shorten positive paranormal activity to positivity.
Positivity. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, trust.
That's just like straight out of the book.
Yeah, could be.
How to make people feel special. Okay, cool. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, they're quite interesting people. I've heard a lot of other podcasts like Two Girls and One Ghost and Morbid. They cover like the Enfield poltergeist and the Amityville horror house, and unclear if the things in those places were legit, but the Warrens definitely, all of a sudden after the Warrens show up, it suddenly gets exponentially worse.
Yeah.
And all the news crews are showing up and they're documenting things, and they definitely take advantage of people, but I don't know if that's the case for every single thing.
I don't know. Walking over to the closet. Oh my goodness, do you hear voices here?
Her friend probably said, oh yeah, she hears voices.
Not only that.
You know, like maybe told them, oh, that's like one of the things that happens. And so when they're up there and they're just talking to the girl, it's like, oh my gosh, how'd you know that?
Yeah, they're just dropping nuggets.
Yeah.
Not only that, who needs enemies with friends like her, bro? She told you no, don't show up. You show up at midnight
with a tour
with
group.
12 people and 2 strangers. I'm sorry, like, I'm not letting you in.
She let them in.
Yeah, spineless.
Yeah. Well, and then, like, even when her husband or boyfriend at the time moved in with her, she didn't tell him about it. And then as he was sleeping in bed with her, she was like, oh yeah, you can hear it too. That happens every night. Like, again, this is like, she's definitely old enough where she like definitely should have told him beforehand. Like, even if it would make her sound crazy. Like,
but yeah, that's the thing. It's like, hey, by the way, if you hear voices, that's a regular occurrence.
All fun and games until you get the question, why are your feet so cold? Hey, why you keep kicking me?
Oh. And it's not their feet.
Nope.
Dang. Okay, Liam, what do you think believability and creepy wise though?
Believability is probably 2.
Yeah.
Creepy. It didn't seem to affect her mom a whole lot. Like 4.
Yeah.
I guess another thing too, the cat's like hissing in the corner or just doing weird stuff. That's just a cat being a cat. They just try to freak you out.
Yeah.
No, like they'll just go sit in the corner and like look up at the ceiling. Like that's just a cat thing.
Yeah.
Or like meow or
They be seeing stuff.
yeah.
She also remembered quite a bit from age 5,
Yeah.
which is something.
Yeah, I wonder if that was told to her. That seems a
Maybe.
black shadow figure fully
That's the thing.
corporal, like
Yeah.
grabbing you, having a physical interaction with them beyond just like scratches or
Well, and that's the first
That's
time
quite-
it's been like materialized.
right. That's
Just to grab onto you, just let go. Like
I don't know. What do they want? But again, that's as far as like paranormal stuff goes, that's unheard of for the most part.
and the kids having dreams about some like shadowy figure. It could be like
I feel like that's just
any sort
standard.
of childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleep paralysis demon.
Could be.
Yeah, it could just be scary things that kids dream about. But kids are also more prone to being open to these kinds of experiences, so it's possible that
It's true.
it was legit.
I guess if you grew up and your mom was telling you that like this stuff happened to her and it runs in the family though, then like you would kind of just assume and even like create it for yourself that it's happening.
Okay, it runs in the family, and everyone's like suffered from it for generations. They're all a little bit traumatized. Why would you not? Hey, let's go to a priest. Hey, let's go to church every Sunday, and like get rid of whatever bad juju you have, so your kids don't have to experience that.
Nah, we don't need to talk about it. Just you figure it out on your own.
Jeez, set him up for failure. Okay, that was a long one. We'll do a shorter one now. This one's a different type of haunted house. The asylum's ghostly residents and the unforgettable experience. My husband works at the Oregon State Hospital, a facility infamous for its past treatment of mental illnesses, and where the classic film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was shot. Despite its dark past, the facility has become a place of healing for many individuals suffering from mental illness. However, as with many older buildings, a portion of the asylum was scheduled to be demolished. As part of his cleaning duties, my husband ventured into the abandoned portion of the building, which had been devoid of any human activity for a considerable length of time. As he worked, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. During his lunch break, he decided to call me to check in. I answered the phone and I could hear what sounded like people talking in the distance. However, the voices were muffled and indistinct. He sounded distracted and didn't seem to be listening to anything I was saying. Irritated, I snapped at him and asked if he was calling to talk to me or them. My husband was confused and quickly replied that he was alone in the building. My heart sank as I realized that something wasn't right. There was a panic in his voice I had never heard before in our 19 years of marriage. After that experience, my husband was understandably shaken, but he continued to work at the asylum. He never had any other experience like this again, but the memory of that day still creeps us out. This person says, if he was the first living human to spend hours at a time there, maybe whatever residual / still hanging around energies didn't notice him for a while. Or else were surprised he was there and got active, or even were ignoring that he was there because it's their place. Who knows? Glad it was an isolated but memorable event.
Yeah, I guess could be.
And I don't know, like we said at the end of the Damish episode, the Oregon State Hospital is also going to get its own episode because of all the stuff that's gone down there and how long it's been open. So I'm not surprised that there's some energies about
yeah.
them.
Yeah. Especially for that type of hospital, yeah, I'm not surprised at all. And the way they were treating people back there, ooh. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I mean, back then, even the way that they treat people now,
I don't know about now, but I know about back then.
I think they just had another lawsuit brought against them.
What?
Mm-hmm. Anyways, creepy and believability score for this one. Short but sweet.
I mean, I'll give it a 7 believability. Phone lines can pick up weird things sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe she just heard something like in her background and not his. It kind of leaked through.
Maybe.
Also, yeah, I mean, an asylum's gonna have some weird stuff going on, some weird energy.
Mm-hmm.
Creepiness, I'll give it a solid 8. If that's my place of work and it's haunted like that and my wife's hearing things on the side of the phone, what's gonna happen to me?
Right.
I'm the one there.
I'd be like, what are you hearing? What are you...
I'm the one there in person, bro. Like I'm probably already creeped out by the just like being there. So
Yeah.
hearing that would not make me excited to go to work.
No, yeah, how would you go back to that wing again all by yourself? No, thank you. No, thank you. Liam, what do you think?
Yeah, believability is probably like 8, and creepy probably like 4. I mean, didn't seem to really affect him. It was just like what his wife heard over the phone, and then he was just like kind of confused about it. And then it's nice that he didn't experience anything else after that,
Yeah.
especially being in like an abandoned part of the building by himself
Mm-hmm.
for extended periods of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely be spooked to go back to work. Okay, this will be the last one. This one is also pretty short. Another different type of haunted house. Great Wolf Lodge Ghost. This was
Oh, good
posted
Lord.
4 years ago. I recently spent the night at Great Wolf Lodge in Washington State in room 2028. This was my first time visiting the lodge. It was also fun, in quotations, or in parentheses, and expensive, until my daughter and I went to bed. I woke up in the middle of the night and saw a little girl with short hair but no features staring at me at the side of my bed. I screamed so loud I know I woke up all the neighbors. As soon as I screamed, it shimmied to the back of the room. It was so scary. The only way I can explain the movement is like it was glitching super fast. Anyways, it would be nice if someone else has had the same experience, so I don't think I'm crazy.
Unfortunately, I think you might be crazy. This is the second Great Wolf Lodge one we've had, though.
No.
No, I think the one we talked about was...
Oh, the sheet in the... Yeah, the kids in the room.
Yeah, and then the dad had to come in and... Yeah.
Okay, we have talked about Great Wolf Lodge. Great Wolf Lodge is haunted, y'all. I don't know.
Not for us.
Yeah, not that we remember.
We got out scot-free.
Never experienced any of that.
It was a good time. If anything, I feel like the staff are probably haunted by all the dumps that get placed in that wave pool. Gotta evacuate that thing every like 2 hours. Poor guys.
Almost drowned under the bucket too.
Yeah, dude. Bro, you got waterboarded that one time. It like took your shorts with you. You came up and you were naked.
Okay. No, that's the scariest thing so far.
For
10 creepy score for us getting mooned thanks to the Great Wolf Lodge bucket.
You got touched by the water bucket.
Okay. This person says, having worked at Great Wolf Lodge, I can straight up tell you it's haunted. I've experienced and seen things myself, as well as pretty much all the security that works there and many of the other staff as well. Security refuses to go into the conference rooms at night due to having been chased out by whatever haunts a place.
I'm so good.
And then they confirm that it is the Washington location that they worked at.
I'm so good. Who would have a conference at Great Wolf Lodge, though?
Yeah, what?
Like internal meetings?
This person says, I'm reading this. So this was posted 4 years ago. This person responds 2 years ago and says, I'm reading this as I sit in room 7031. As we left the arcade tonight, we grabbed one of the little blue balls and brought it up to the room. So both my boys are sleeping. The ball was sitting on one bed and rolled off and tore the stand under the TV. I'm sitting at the little table and thought nothing of it, figuring the ball rolled off because someone moved a little. Totally normal. A few moments go by and then the ball just casually rolls back across the floor and under the bed. We'll put the ball back into motion. The hairs on my arms are standing up as I type this. LOL. The first thing that came to mind was to Google Great Wolf Lodge haunted. I'm in the Washington location as well. I didn't specify the location in my Google search, but find it interesting that all of the Great Wolf Lodge out there, this is the location that is constantly being mentioned.
I wonder why.
That's creepy. I didn't read that one before. The ball rolls off the bed under the TV, and then a few minutes later, rolls back under the bed. No, 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 no. No, thank you.
Maybe there's like a mini wacky funhouse organ vortex thing going on. Got a personal organ vortex in the room.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or maybe the commenter just somehow solved like the laws of physics.
The description of the girl glitching backwards. Ooh, I just got chills thinking about it.
Just like teleporting, but like mini teleports.
Have you seen that clip from the Obsession movie that just came out where the girl like moves in reverse?
Mm.
She like stands up and moves in reverse. That's what I picture
Just like on the
happening.
Segway.
Yeah. Ugh, that's scary. Maybe we got to do a whole Great Wolf Lodge episode. I totally forgot we had talked about it before.
We should do a Segway episode. And mention that time Liam got bucked off like a horse in Hawaii. Where we're flying.
Yeah.
That's not scary for us as it probably was for Liam. Dude. Yeah, some different haunted houses there, some actual houses, some what people consider to be houses.
I just think it's funny that they're posting their room numbers.
I mean,
Oh yeah, I'm over here in 708. Like, what's
yeah. I mean, it was 2 years later, and it's probably after they left, but
good? Yeah.
still. Not a haunted house, but a haunted home.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for that, like, second one, yeah. Like, parents refuse to move.
Yeah, crazy.
At that point, you gotta become
Gotta make
homies with
do.
the guy.
Yeah, it's part of the family.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you want the closet open for the view, man, you can have it open, I guess.
Right.
Leave some snacks out.
Get a Ouija board, just talk to it.
Dude, I'm not leaving snacks out.
You want us to be your friend?
I don't think it's snacking on his lead.
Dude. Okay, well, thank you for listening. And again, if you like this, please give a rating. Preferably not a low one. And a review. If you have any cases that you want us to look into, urban legends, all that good stuff. Or if you have a story of your own, if you have your own Great Wolf Lodge story, or if you've lived in a haunted house, email eerilybelovedpodcast@gmail.com. And links to social medias and the email will be in the description. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, all the places. And we will not see you next week. You will hear from us next week. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Close your closet doors at night.
Yeah. Chain your closet doors.
Sleep with the claymore in the closet.
Yeah, I hope you're not listening to this too late.
Keep it activated.
Okay. Okay, bye.